right.
Plague.
Welcome back to Pizza Podcast with Christian and Johnny. Today's an exciting one. We're talking about plagues.
And you have an apparent plague game.
We're talking about pestilence.
Speaking of,
We're talking
there's one
about
of them. A gnat. Freaking gnat. Get out of here.
You're messing with my leather shirt, son.
We strategically caught that gnat, let him go right before we hit record.
Mm-hmm.
Just to
bring us
tie in
yeah,
what was it, the fifth, sixth plague or something about gnats.
It's a bad one. It's one I wouldn't want.
I actually made this pizza today. I guess if you want to call it a pizza.
No, it's a pestilence pie.
Yeah. So
Plague
when I was
pie.
a kid, we had this thing called a dirt cup. And we were so excited because we're a kid. And we're like, oh, that's so silly. You got your dirt, you got worm. So it doesn't look like that because Christian wanted whipped cream, which is cool.
I want a whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles, okay? Sue me.
So without the whipped cream and rainbow sprinkles, we have gummy worms. We have our dirt, which is Oreo.
Crushed Oreo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Raisins or little gnats.
Okay.
And then I had to come up with other ideas. I put little hot tamales or boils.
Those, that would not be cool.
Strawberry syrup is the blood.
Yeah. What about the chocolate pudding?
That just had to be there. It's part of the mud and dirt, but it's not like
You got
plague,
anything
I
like-
think.
Okay.
What else is in there?
You got any frogs in there?
No frogs. I wish I had frog legs. Is that everything I mentioned? Yeah.
Well, look, these
Raisins,
could be
yeah.
like little frog eggs, the sprinkles.
I said frog legs.
I know.
Not frog eggs.
I know, but come on. Frog legs in this pie, a little bit crazy.
Get you some. You've never had
wow.
You've never had a dirt cup as a kid?
No. This must be a southern thing.
Yeah. We were excited as a kid to order the dirt cup.
Oh. A little pestilence pie. Look at that. Looks very plague-like. Yeah. I mean, normally I would just eat this the whole thing right out of the tin, but since you're here, I guess I have to share.
You gotta share, yeah.
Got a nice crust on it. It's gonna be a little crunchy. I wonder if the audio is gonna pick up this crunch, but I do see some gummy worms in here. There you go. Pestilence pie and Red Bull.
Pestilence pie.
Do I want watermelon or regular Red Bull at the moment?
No idea.
I'm gonna go with watermelon because it's colder.
So last we picked up was what Aaron was throwing down.
Yep.
His staff.
He was throwing snakes all over the place.
And Pharaoh's heart was hardened. So plagues are coming.
Yep. Just as we had expected.
I do not want to eat this. Is that bad?
Why?
So much sweets.
I know it's... What time is it? Why am I watching not work when I look at it? It's exactly midnight. Nothing like pestilence pie at midnight.
Definitely something a kid would love.
I like it.
I'm glad.
It's pretty good.
I'm glad.
I like this better than I would like the plagues.
Yeah, I hope so.
You got the sour gummy worm in there.
Mm-hmm.
Even better than the regular one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice touch. Oh, there's a hot tamale. Just found it.
I was worried about the hot tamales. I was in my head, no whipped cream. I was going to avoid the hot tamales. But now it's like a surprise. That'd be fun.
I like it though.
The gummy bears or gummy worms are a surprise.
The sour gummy worms are nice. So, Exodus chapter 7, we're starting to get into the plagues because Pharaoh would not let the people go to Coachella. All they wanted was 3 days in the desert to party.
Mm-hmm.
And worship. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Worship party.
Worship party.
I'm sure Beyonce would have been there.
Oh.
No? You don't think so? She'd be a good worship leader.
Sure.
Yeah? That'd be dope.
If you're into overrated artists, sure.
Well, hey, fine. If you're into an 80 and an 83-year-old leading worship, sure. How disappointing would that be? They finally get permission, and they go out to the desert to have this 3-day party.
Okay, guys.
And they're singing, like, hymns.
Gosh. Friend in Jesus. That's actually my favorite hymn. What a friend we have.
It's a good hymn. It's a classic. But
A
yeah.
couple others, I just don't remember them.
Because, like, are they going to... If they go out to the desert to worship for 3 days, are they trying to bring instruments? Do they have to borrow from the Egyptians? Do they have their own instruments?
I actually don't know.
Do they make their own instruments out of things in the desert?
'Cause I know they want to do sacrifices. I actually didn't think about... I thought about the festival and it being like modern day festival with music. I didn't actually think about them having music.
How would you have a festival in the desert anyway? They must be really good hunters or something, because...
This is better than I thought
festival,
it would
I
be,
think.
honestly. I keep going back for more.
Yeah. But, oh, Pharaoh, by the way, I know you finally let us go, but you mind if we borrow some instruments and maybe some cattle that we can actually, have a festival and eat?
Well, they have their own cattle.
They were slaves. They had all that stuff?
Yeah. So I need to take in more. Slavery back then sometimes seems like it's just a type of work, like severe work.
Yeah, it's like
But
you
it
have a
sounds
normal
like that's
life.
their job.
You have a normal life, but you're just not paid by your employer.
But then I think some slaves actually had wages too, so I'm confused.
I don't know. But if they're going to go out for the desert for 3 days to worship and party and have a festival, I'm expecting music. I'm expecting a lot of food. I don't know why they would want to go in the desert to do that. Even nowadays, you know what an ordeal it would be to load up some trucks.
It'd be fun though.
And go set up a big festival in the desert
That'd be fun though.
with music. Like that would be a huge ordeal.
It would.
Water and everything else, like, yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be so cool though. Like secluded in the desert.
The acoustics would be dope.
That'd be awesome.
Did you have the canyons?
A man can dream. They have a cool little venue at some kind of canyon somewhere. Like
I'll bet.
Arizona or something.
Canyons have a really cool acoustic vibe.
Yeah.
These gummy worms are hitting.
My wife texted me. Text me when you're on your way home.
My wife texted you?
No, ma'am. Text me when I'm on the way home. It's gonna be a bet.
Say, we just got a couple plagues to get through. By a couple, I mean, about 10.
Probably 10.
10-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of, let's get into it. So, the first plague we're going to talk about is the plague of strawberry syrup. So, the Lord told Moses, Pharaoh's heart is unyielding. He refuses to let the people go. So, go to him in the morning as he goes out to the water. Wait on the bank of the Nile to meet him. So, I guess maybe he went to, bathe in the morning? Or maybe...
Like Pharaoh's daughter went to the Nile?
Why is Pharaoh going to get anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is Pharaoh going to the Nile in the morning, as a routine?
Maybe it's a nice place. It's like nice solitude. He likes the nature area.
Yeah, because he's not, washing his clothes. I don't think he would bathe in the Nile, because he lives in a palace. I don't know. Anyway, apparently he goes to the Nile every morning, and God knows it. Wait on the bank of the Nile to meet him, take in your hand the staff that was changed into a snake. Then say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent me to say to you, let my people go so they may worship me in the desert. But until now you haven't listened. With the staff that's in my hand, I will strike the water of the Nile, and it will be changed into blood. The fish in the Nile will die, the river will stink, the Egyptians will not be able to drink its water. The Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron, take your staff, stretch out your hand over the waters of Egypt, over the streams and canals, the ponds and the reservoirs. They will turn to blood. Blood will be everywhere in Egypt, even in the wooden buckets and stone jars. So even if they had,
At home.
if they had bottled water, now it's bottled blood. So Moses and Aaron did just that. He raised his staff in the presence of Pharaoh, struck the water of the Nile. So he didn't really listen to God then, huh? Because God said, take your staff and stretch out your hand over the waters of Egypt. He didn't just stretch out his hand. He struck the water with the staff. So he added a little theatrics to it.
Interesting. I guess so.
Yeah. Moses did that and it cost him. We'll get into that later. But I don't know, when God gives instruction, I wouldn't pick, like,
stick to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Similar to Adam and Eve. It's like, hey, don't eat that, and then Eve's like, oh, don't eat it or touch it.
Yeah, you didn't say I couldn't touch it. Oh, I'm touching it.
Probably should just stuck with the original.
Yeah. So
I think it's funny. I don't know if we got to yet. Nile turned into blood. The fish in the Nile died, and the Nile stank, so that the Egyptians could not drink water from the Nile. So I think it's funny the way it was worded to me. It sounds like they can't drink it because it stank, not because it's blood, not because it's whatever.
It
they just smelled bad.
They tried to drink it.
Do you think it was actually blood? Actual blood? Because I was reading somewhere, it's like the word.
If God said it's going to be blood, it's going to be blood.
Yeah.
Period.
I do think it was blood. There were some things that it was saying, the wording used, like it was just made it look red or whatever. I don't know. I think it's probably blood. I don't know if you had any thoughts, but.
My thought is it was blood.
Why can't fish breathe in blood? Isn't blood or oxygen in blood? Or some blood?
Yeah, but it's
The
got
gills can't just filter out liquid and oxygen the same way?
It's got a different molecular structure than water. Water is just hydrogen and oxygen.
Blood is... Yeah.
Blood has a whole bunch of stuff.
True. I guess my simple brain is like, it's just liquid. It's thicker liquid.
That's like saying if it was Gatorade, why can't the fish just
breathe in Gatorade?
Yeah.
If it has oxygen.
It's got different pH levels.
As long as there's oxygen.
It's got electrolytes.
As long as there's oxygen.
That's what plants crave.
I don't see why. Yeah. That's funny.
So, my thought was, what blood type do you think it was? Was it like O negative is the universal donor?
O negative. Yeah.
You think that was Jesus' blood type?
Definitely Jesus' blood type is O negative. But here, God's blood type might be whatever the more like superior can take everything might be in this instance. Because this whole thing, God is just showing he's superior. He's showing, hey, Pharaoh, you're not God, I am. Through these that's the whole reason for all these plagues.
Right.
So this blood is like, hey, I'm the best blood. I can take everything kind of blood. Whatever one that is. Like A positive.
Oh, universal receiver?
Yeah. Jesus' blood is O negative, but this blood is receives everything. Because he's like, I'm the best blood.
Which blood type is universal receiver?
I don't know.
Google it real quick. It's going to drive me crazy. I want to say it's like B.
Either AB positive. I don't know.
Just.
Universal.
We're going to utilize AI for this.
Blood receiver. AB positive.
AB positive is universal receiver.
Yes.
And O negative is universal donor.
Yes. So this blood's AB positive, I think.
You think Jesus' blood was O negative, though?
Yes.
Do you think they did blood transfusions back then?
Yes. In a way, probably.
So I had a thought, and it's cool to me. But what if somebody was in battle, whatever, gets injured, gets a blood transfusion, but they got Jesus's blood because he like donated, or they picked it up from the cross or something, and they gave him a transfusion with Jesus's blood. What would that do to the dude? Would he have Jesus powers? Would he still be alive today and we just don't even know it?
I don't think so.
How cool would that be? Like if Jesus went to like the donor tent and, got like a free cloak for donating, and then they took a couple bags and they just distribute them out, and then some random people got blood transfusions from Jesus. How trippy would that be?
It would be trippy.
You'd wake up and you'd be like,
because part of me is like,
good.
Part of me is like, yeah, Jesus is God, Jesus is man. So I'm like, his blood is the man part. So I'm like, oh, it's just regular O negative blood. But then I'm like, well, you got people touching him and being changed. So like, there's something special about his physicality also. So I don't know if his blood would be special or not.
His blood would be special because it covers the sins of the world.
I can go either way. The physical aspect.
I think,
I don't know.
If somebody accidentally got transfused with Jesus' blood, what do you think would happen? You think he'd still be alive today? No? You think they walked around like with powers?
I don't know. I want to say no.
They became the magicians for Pharaoh that just walked around making
they went back in time.
Magic tricks.
They went back in time for Pharaoh.
Yeah. They can do that because now they have that ability.
Part of me leans more towards the no. I think it's more just like, no, just blood. I don't know.
There's power in the blood, bro. There's hymns about it.
I agree.
Power in the blood.
But he's also still man. So it's, I don't know. Because then you got...
But he was God and man.
Yeah.
So there's God in there too.
But then you got the other people that are touched. It was like Peter and John later, or Peter and Paul or something. They're touching them and getting healed also.
He gave them the ability.
But people are trying to touch them. So it's, I don't know. Because then it's like, oh, well, where's the special? Like, is now their blood also special? Like, if someone got their blood?
So you're getting hung up on the physical touch aspect instead of the internal blood aspect?
Well, the internal blood is also physical.
Not unless you're cut or you get a transfusion.
It's still physically inside you.
Yeah, but it's not.
So it's physical.
But it's not moving to other people.
But it's physical. So, like, them physically touching and it being special.
They're not touching the blood, though.
No. So I'm saying if Jesus is man.
Yep.
I'm leaning towards his blood being like man, being normal. But because I'm thinking physical, I'm thinking man. But also in the physical, when he gets touched, miraculous things happen. So I'm like, okay, blood being physical could also be miraculous blood. But then I'm like, if it is miraculous, is now these other guys' blood also miraculous? If they got blood transfusions from the disciples that were also getting touched?
But what about the guys that had to clean up the blood after Jesus was crucified? What if they had like an open cut and then Jesus' blood got in their bloodstream?
Yeah, I think...
It doesn't have to be a full-on medical procedure. I'm just talking...
Yeah.
Just blood-to-blood contact.
Yeah, there's some transfusion going on.
You think they got crazy powers?
I don't think so.
You think if they were sick, they were healed?
They could, but I don't know.
Like one guy had like a...
But a lot of healing has to do with the person's faith.
Had like a bad back or something.
If he had faith.
Cleaning Jesus' blood, gets in a cut, and he's like, feeling strong today.
If he had faith. A lot of the healing had to do with their faith. Not necessarily even the physical part.
But that wasn't a requirement. God did a lot of stuff for people that didn't have faith or didn't even care.
I don't know.
I like the concept of like the people that cleaned up Jesus's blood got superpowers from it, like Spider-Man, but minus the spider bite.
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
Like Venom. Let's go Venom. Just like touches you. And now you're...
I don't think that's how it worked.
Bro, there was power in the blood. 100%. People that were cleaning it up.
Just because there's a song doesn't mean there's superpower in the blood.
Doesn't have to be a song. It's just known. It's a known fact.
Where's it say in the Bible
What?
that there's power in the blood?
It's in there.
I don't know if it is.
Somewhere.
I don't know. There's the take
The
my blood
blood
and
of
drink.
Jesus washes away everyone's sins. That's in the Bible. That's pretty powerful.
I don't even know if it says that, honestly. I know he says, this is my blood, take and drink.
Body broken, blood shed.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're telling me there's not power in the blood of Jesus?
I
That's
didn't
what
say
you're telling me
there
right
wasn't.
now. That's what you're telling me.
I don't know if there's superpower in the physical blood.
Why wouldn't there be?
I think there's...
Why wouldn't there be?
Because he's man. Because he is man.
He was God.
Yeah.
He was both.
But he was man.
You're
Like,
so hung up on the...
but it's so
man,
true.
But you're
He
forgetting
gets-
about God.
I'm not. But he's freaking man. He gets hungry.
But
he
he's
gets tired.
Freaking God. So he's a super...
So he doesn't get hungry and tired?
No, he can still get hungry and tired. Even the angels ate.
He can still have regular blood. He got regular skin, right?
I don't know. Could he get cut?
Did you just say he got cut?
Okay, yeah, that's fair. How funny would that have been if they go to whip him in like
Nothing.
diamond skin?
Yeah.
He's just like, you guys done back there? What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Like, he had to be man for it to be significant.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
But the Egyptians weren't drinking the blood from the Nile.
Because it stank.
It's because it stank. Nobody wants smelly drink.
They were going to drink it. They said, that looks terrible. Those fish are dying from it. Nope, smells bad. Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah. So, here's the crazy thing. So, Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord has commanded. He raised his staff in the presence of Pharaoh and his officials, struck the water of the Nile, and all the water was changed into blood.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. The fish in the Nile died, and the river smelled so bad that the Egyptians could not drink its water.
Yeah.
Blood was everywhere in Egypt. Get this. But the Egyptian magicians did the same things by their secret arts.
How'd they do the same thing if it's already blood everywhere?
Maybe they went somewhere else.
You bring some new water.
Maybe they were like collecting sweat. And they're like,
Sweaty
they're
blood?
running around just collecting sweat. And they're like, look, blood. Yeah, I know. It says blood was everywhere in Egypt. But the Egyptians... I just got a really funny thought. It's so stupid.
What is it?
So, it says the Egyptian magicians did the same things by their secret art. And Pharaoh's heart became hard. What if, like, the only clean water that was left, they went and changed to blood because they were trying to, like, compete. And they could have just kept it and drank it. But they ruined, like, whatever the good stuff was left because they had to... So they took the good water and then they turned it to blood. It's funny. It'd be like one glass of water that didn't get changed to blood. Instead of drinking it, they're just like,
I can do it too.
Yeah. But yeah, it says blood was everywhere in Egypt, so I don't know what. Did they go outside of Egypt and do it? So now blood was
In the neighboring country?
yeah. Yeah.
Or they just did something other than water and turned it into blood? I don't know.
Turn the wine. And
Hey, this red drink is now also red. I don't know. I don't know that.
that's wild. But yeah, the Egyptian magicians did the same things by their secret arts. Pharaoh's heart became hard. He would not listen to Moses, and just as the Lord had said. Instead, he turned and went into his palace and did not take even this to heart. And all the Egyptians dug along the Nile to get drinking water because they could not drink the water of the river. So near the Nile was okay?
I don't know.
You know, if you go to the
Either
beach and
digging wells.
you dig in the sand, like
Yeah.
near where the waves come up,
Yeah.
it's like water under there. Maybe, I don't know,
I don't
maybe
know
there's
how
water
it
there.
works.
Maybe that's what they used to.
I don't know.
So they're like, oh, we found some fresh water. Blood.
Yeah.
Idiots.
I don't know how it works.
So, all right. So here's what I want you to do. This is our little mini game.
All right. Wait, I don't have one.
Yeah, you do. All right. So put a 1 at the top and put blood.
Blood.
All right. Blood. All right. 7 days passed after the Lord struck the Nile. I like how it says the Lord struck the Nile. Pretty sure it says Aaron struck the Nile,
It's all for show.
but the Lord,
Lord actually struck it, but like
The
they
Lord
both struck it, but the Lord made it happen.
same time.
Yeah.
7 days, bro. So how are they not dead? They had no water for 7 days. They were just drinking wine?
They were trenching up other water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the verse right before that one.
So what's the point?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
It's just showing, hey, that's actually pretty cool. And the magicians are like, we can do it too. So God's like, yeah, I know. Watch this though. Like, you think you're hot stuff? Here's some other examples.
So, Lord told Moses to go back to Pharaoh. Tell him, let my people go. If you refuse to let them go, I'll plague your whole country with frogs. These hot tamales are really chewy. The Nile will teem with frogs. They'll come up into your palace and your bedroom, onto your bed, into the houses of your officials, on your people, and into your ovens and kneading troughs. The frogs will go up on you and your people and all your officials.
It's cool that they're going ahead and getting in the oven. I was going to put them there anyways.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, all right, open the door, let them all
Yeah.
go. So, Lord told Moses, tell Aaron. The Lord told Moses to tell Aaron.
Because Aaron's a prophet. Moses is like God.
I know, it's just... I'm more of like a let's skip the middleman and get right to the point kind of deal, but, you know, whatever. Moses got dragged into this, he's going to get dragged out. So...
Well, the middleman, yeah, could have just... Moses was supposed to be the
He's supposed
single
to be the guy, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so he told Moses to tell Aaron, stretch out your hand with your staff over the streams and canals and ponds, make the frogs come up on the land of Egypt. So he did. And the frogs came up and covered the land. Verse 7. But the magicians did the same things by their secret arts. They also made frogs come up on the land of Egypt.
Crazy.
I picture the magicians like faking it though. They see a frog in the water and they just like scare it with their staff and they're like, look,
Yeah.
it jumped onto the land. I can do it too.
Yeah.
So I want to know what these secret arts are though.
I'm intrigued, but I don't want to be too intrigued.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just for clarity's sake,
God,
I don't want to
teach me these evil sorcery ways that I can use for your will. I'll do it for you, like Aaron. It'd be really cool.
Teach me these evil sorcery ways. That's too funny. So Pharaoh, apparently he doesn't like frogs. Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Pray to the Lord to take the frogs away from me and my people. And I will let your people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord." Job well done, guys. Yep. The frogs did it. Nailed it. So Moses said to Pharaoh, "I leave to you the honor of setting the time for me to pray for you and your officials and your people, that you and your houses may be rid of the frogs, except for those that remain in the Nile." So that's nice that he's like, they won't be in your house, but we're going to keep them in the Nile because they're cool.
Need a home.
And I need some food.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So Pharaoh tells Moses and Aaron, "Please help these frogs go away. I'll let your people go."
Yeah.
Moses says, "Okay." And I don't know why Aaron's not talking. I thought Moses wasn't supposed to talk.
That was
right?
my point.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is Moses doing all the talk? Why is...
So Moses is like, "Cool. I'll let you choose when you want the frogs to leave." And then Pharaoh says, "Tomorrow."
Not now.
Right?
The next day.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I kind of like him now, but
my question here is this deal that they're making part of God's will? Or is like Moses just deciding this and they're coming up with this agreement and then God just uses that and turns it like, you know.
I think God gave Moses the ability to do whatever he needs to do to accomplish the goal. So God's like, "Look, go tell Pharaoh to let my people go." Mm-hmm. He's letting Moses do the negotiating of how that happens. But so Moses tells him. But yeah, I agree. Like, it's not like Moses was like, "Well, let me go check with God." Mm-hmm. But to Pharaoh, Moses was God. So God gave him that ability.
Yeah.
So he gave them the authority to make those wheels and deals.
Mm-hmm. And I do see it kind of like it's supposed to be relational, like a relationship between God and man and us. So they're building this relationship and working with each other in a way.
Moses and God? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know where Aaron is in all this.
He's just the prophet. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was a little confused to keep reading. And Moses said, and Moses said, and Moses said. And I was like, I thought the guy had uncircumcised lips.
This whole time, his lips were circumcised. Yeah. What the heck? When that happen?
Yeah.
Did, what was her name? Moses' wife. Was it Zilpah?
Yeah.
The one who...
It's with a Z.
The one who said, like, God was going to kill Moses, and she just went, cut the foreskin off and touched his feet with it. Mm-hmm. Did she come out and
cut his lip?
Cut his lip?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's like a play on words, like my lips are sealed.
Or maybe his...
shut. I don't know.
Was he uncircumcised? Mm-mm. That's what I didn't understand. We haven't gotten to that plague yet, dude. Chill.
We're about to.
Yeah. So... yeah. So in verse 10, tomorrow, Pharaoh said.
Weird.
If it's that big of a problem where after all of this time you're saying, no, they're not going, they're not going, they're not going. Now there's frogs. You're like, okay, please, take them away. I'll let them go. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'd be like, now, get them out.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Moses replied, "It will be done as you say, so that you may know there was no one like the Lord our God."
That's the main part I was talking about. Moses deciding, okay, they'll leave now. I'm like, how does he even just know that or make the decision? And I'm like, that's got to be God just using that and being kind of relational. Like, yeah, okay. I don't know.
Yeah. The frogs will leave you and your houses, your officials, and your people. They'll remain only in the Nile. After Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh, here you go. Moses cried out to the Lord about the frogs he had brought on Pharaoh, and the Lord did what Moses asked. So Moses made an agreement with Pharaoh before he even confirmed with God.
Yeah.
It's pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
I used to work for an employer that used to promise customers that we had capability to do these things, and we didn't even have like that skill
And you
set.
gotta figure it out.
We didn't have the skill set in the company. They're like, oh yeah, we can do automation programming for that, sure. And then after the meeting, they're like, all right, we need to go find automation programmers. And then it became this huge scramble. And I'm like, why?
Just don't do that.
Why would you say that? Like, just be honest. Say, hey, we don't have anybody now, but we'll go find somebody.
Yeah.
And we'll do it by this deadline. Don't play this smoke and mirrors game to try and win work. That's shady business.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like what happened here, but it doesn't come off as shady because but I don't know, it's just the way they worded it. But Moses promised Pharaoh, okay, fine. And then he went to the Lord and asked. So write a 2 and write.
Let me guess. Frogs.
How'd you know? So we got blood and frogs. All right. So Moses asked God to take the frogs away, and he did. The frogs died in the houses. He didn't make them hop away though. He just killed them.
God's like, fine, if that's what you want. I was gonna have him hop on
Yeah,
over.
Pharaoh should have been more specific.
Yeah.
Because if you have that many frogs to where it's like a plague, you don't want them dead wherever they stand.
No.
The frogs died in the houses, in the courtyards, and in the fields. They were.
Dude. So I was just thinking about dead frogs everywhere, and that's gross. The other day I looked up how to clean a squirrel because I'm interested in trying to clean and eat a squirrel. The very next day, this first time I'm like seeing a video with like guts of a squirrel. It's gross, right? The very next day, there's random guts in the yard. What? Tell me that's not weird. Like squirrel guts in the yard.
Did you sleepwalk?
Tell me that's not freaking weird. Like have you ever had instances where like the most similar thing is you learn a word, like, oh, it's a cool word. I've never heard that word my whole life. Like the first time I heard the word cadaver, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. The next day I hear it like twice in a TV show. I'm like, I just learned this word. Why am I now hearing it so often? It felt like that. I'm like, oh, I see guts. The very next day, guts. How does that happen?
I'm more troubled at the fact that you want to learn how to kill and eat a squirrel.
Why?
Squirrels are like rats with tails.
You need a little snack.
Like bushy tails.
Yeah, but if something were to happen, you need a little snack, you need a little food to get by.
If something were to happen.
You need,
Squirrels. That's going to be your go-to.
AI takes over. You need some meat.
Squirrels are what's going to be your go-to?
Just something like, you're scrambling. A little snack. Just to get by.
I mean, there's certainly enough of them. There's no shortage of squirrels here.
But then I'm also like, okay, if I can do it to a little squirrel, I can at least have some learning to do it in other ways also. Right?
I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of meat from a squirrel.
No, but that's why it's just like practice, in a way. A learning step.
Okay. Are you watching like a YouTube video on how to
Yep,
do this?
one YouTube video. I'm good to go.
And it actually exists?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, whoever is making the YouTube videos of how to kill and clean and eat squirrels,
yeah,
you're messing with my boy here, because
I'm going to do it. I'll let you know.
Were they from the South?
Had to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no doubt.
Had to be.
That was a loaded question.
Yeah.
Because nobody from New England is doing that.
But I'm still, if I think about it too much, I'll get hung up on it. But the very next day, and I just happened to be cutting the grass, and I just happened to see guts.
How do you know it was a squirrel?
Well, I don't know, but it's like similar size. It doesn't matter if it's a squirrel or not. I'm looking at this video. I learn about guts. I see freaking guts. That's weird.
Maybe you manifested it.
That's still weird.
Did you mow it over?
Yeah, an accident. But it's still there because it wasn't like all the way on the ground.
Gross.
Like it didn't cut anything up. I didn't actually mow it. I mowed over it.
Oh, okay. Your lawnmower setting was too high. Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, because it's a lot.
It would be, it would be very bad. That'd be gross.
So we have the blood and we have the frogs.
Yes.
Then the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron, stretch out your staff and strike the dust of the ground, and throughout the land of Egypt the dust will become gnats."
Study Bible says it could be gnats, could be sand fleas, could be mosquitoes.
Any one
Within
of those
those
three
realms.
sounds horrific.
I think mosquitoes. Well, I don't know. Sand fleas probably pretty bad.
I don't.
I hate mosquitoes.
They're all terrible.
Do gnats do anything?
They go in your eyes and your ears and your nose and your mouth.
They're annoying in the eyes.
Yeah, especially in swarms. They're brutal.
Yeah.
So they did this when Aaron stretched out his hand with the staff and struck the dust of the ground. Gnats came upon men and animals. All the dust throughout the land of Egypt became gnats.
And it just dawned on me in this area, reading this, Moses and Aaron have to deal with these also.
Yeah.
They have to deal with these gnats. They had to deal with the frogs. They had to figure something out with the blood.
Maybe God put a little protective
I don't think so.
bubble around them.
I don't think so. Because when this dawned on me, and then we get to the next chapter, I think it also dawned on God. I think we had the same realization when we got to the rats. We're like, oh crap.
That's
this
funny.
Is here. Dealing with this too.
Well, let's keep reading then. Here's a cool thing. But when the magicians tried to produce gnats by their secret arts, they could not.
Wow.
Why is that?
Just over little gnats.
And the gnats were on men and animals. Then the magician said to Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." But Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he would not listen, just as the Lord had said.
This is the hand of God, bro. I'm pretty sure God said he's going to put his
3
hand.
gnats. I don't know why gnats has a G in it. It's dumb.
America.
Oh,
I don't know if it's America or just English. It's probably from the English language in Great Britain also.
So the magicians
Couldn't do it.
could turn water into blood.
Make frogs come out.
They could make frogs come
onto
out of
the
the
land.
Nile.
Yeah.
They could make staffs turn into snakes.
But they couldn't make gnats from dust. I don't know.
What am I missing here? Why?
I don't know.
Water into blood. Staffs into snakes.
You're not going to understand. It's okay.
There has to be a reason the magicians couldn't do it. Because even they turned to Pharaoh and were like, "You got us."
This is the finger of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said finger because that's all he needs. It's probably even his little finger.
Probably.
Baby finger of God. That would have been cool if they
I
said
think it
that.
has to do with, it mentions he's going to have, the hand of God is going to come upon Pharaoh or come upon Egypt.
You got one finger, Pharaoh. You're about to
4 more.
You're about to get the fist if you don't
Yeah.
if you don't stop.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty dope. The magicians conceded. They're like, "Yeah, you got us."
Yep.
So then the Lord said to Moses, "Get up early." Oh, so during the frogs, Pharaoh promised to let the people go if he got rid of them.
That's nice.
And then he reneged.
He what?
He reneged. Means he took back what he said.
Is that a word?
Yeah. You never heard that word? You're going to hear it
gonna learn
5 times tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's going to be in everything you read,
So I have a
advertisements.
weird... It's not a true conspiracy theory. A weird... Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto?
I'm American.
You jack whatever car. You steal that car. You see that car everywhere now. You get the popular car that you can't find. Now it's always available. And it's like, okay, my theory is the game, now that you've got that car loaded, it's just easier for the game to load that car now. Does that make a little bit of sense? So is that like our life too? We're just in a game.
Might as well be.
Now that word's loaded up, now guts are loaded up, so now I got freaking guts in my yard.
You haven't been in a plane, but the higher up you get,
I've been in a plane, but I haven't been on a commercial flight.
But the higher up you get, the more the Earth looks like a circuit board. When you see the cars moving and they look like electronic pulses and
like
everything is gridded out.
Yeah.
And it's different colors and you got buildings that look like resistors.
We're in Grand Theft Auto.
We're in the Matrix.
Whoa.
The higher up you get, you're just like, and everybody is programmed because you're looking around and you're like, the sun's going to rise, the sun's going to set, lights are going to come on, people are going to wake up, do their same routine, day after day after day after day.
It's Truman right there. Truman Show.
Yeah. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Reneged.
Yeah, look it up. Not right now, but on your own time.
I believe you.
Not on their time.
I'm not going to look it up. I believe you.
And it basically means you took back something that you
nigged it again.
Yeah. So.
I feel like I'm not allowed to say that.
No, it's a safe word. It's okay. It's legit. Look it in the dictionary. So then the Lord said to Moses, get up early in the morning and confront Pharaoh as he goes to the water. So this must have been a routine. Maybe he went to go to the bathroom. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where he can do. Yeah.
He's not going in the palace. The royal bucket. Tell him, let my people go so they may worship me. If you do not, I will send swarm of flies on you and your officials and your people, your houses. The houses of the Egyptians will be full of flies, even on the ground where they are. But on that day I will deal differently with the land of Goshen where my people live. No swarms of flies will be there, so that you will know that I, the Lord, am in this land. So maybe Moses and Aaron just went to Goshen. They're like, oh, okay. Yeah. We got an Airbnb over in Goshen. We're gonna hit up. But Pharaoh, you enjoy it. So, God said, I'll make a distinction between my people and your people. This miraculous sign will occur tomorrow. I like how he throws in
Just
tomorrow.
go ahead and, you don't even have to wonder. It's gonna happen.
He gives Pharaoh his own word. Like, when do you want these frogs to go? Tomorrow. Okay, well, I'm going to give you these flies and this distinction tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love how the Lord throws those little jabs out there. Like, I got you. I know what's going on, punk.
Yeah.
And the Lord did this. Dense swarms of flies poured into Pharaoh's house. Oh, not house, palace. And into the houses of his officials. And throughout Egypt, the land was ruined by the flies.
Gross.
Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, go sacrifice to your God here in the land. But Moses said that would not be right. The sacrifices we offer the Lord would be detestable to the Egyptians. And if we offer sacrifices that are detestable in their eyes, will they not stone us? We must take a 3-day journey into the desert to offer sacrifices to the Lord as he commands us. Pharaoh said, I'll let you go to offer sacrifices in the desert, but you must not go very far. Now pray for me. So he asked them to pray for him.
Like to get rid of the flies.
Yeah. But that's weird. Yeah. Pharaoh's like, okay, you can make your sacrifices, but do it here. Mm-hmm. And they're like, nah.
Why is he so dumb?
We need a 3-day journey. And he's like, How about a one day?
Yeah, one day. Why would he? It's after freaking 4. 4 is a lot.
Bro, the gnats.
Just give in.
The gnats would have got me pretty good.
And knowing that there's 10.
He doesn't know that there's 10.
Yeah, but now us know it. I'm like, after 4, why is he so stupid? There's going to be, 6 more examples? And he's still stupid?
Hey, that's what makes it fun.
Why?
So Moses answered, "As soon as I leave you, I'll pray to the Lord. And tomorrow, the flies will leave Pharaoh and his officials. Only be sure that Pharaoh does not act deceitfully again by not letting the people go to offer sacrifices to the Lord."
Of course he does.
So Moses was like, "You better not be joking again, bro."
Spoiler alert, there's more plagues coming.
Fair, bro.
Fair, bro. I like it.
Oh,
Like
that
a
should be a character in Broforce.
I like it.
Fair, bro.
I like it.
And then his specials could be the plagues.
It's fun.
That'd be dope. Hey,
Yeah.
Broforce 2.
Bible Force. Bro, Bible. Yeah.
Bible Force?
I don't know. It's working.
I don't know. I like Broforce.
It's pretty good.
Eagle, baby. All right. Anyway.
It's actually a hawk.
Nah, it's an eagle.
Well, so that's a fun fact. The eagles actually don't sound like that in real life. All those noises is from a hawk.
I know, but it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
That's like the, what do we used to call it?
The hawk.
The hawk, yes. Yeah. The
hawk. Yeah.
It would be funny if animals had different, like, they sounded like completely
Like
different
they
animals.
built a Tower of Babel, and the guy's like, and then just switched all the animals.
Yeah, like birds are meowing.
Yeah.
Dogs are, bubbling like fish.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The things we think of. Anyway. Only be sure that Pharaoh does not act deceitfully again by not letting the people go and make sacrifices. Then Moses left Pharaoh, prayed to the Lord. The Lord did what Moses asked. Flies left Pharaoh and his officials. But this time also Pharaoh hardened his heart and would not let the people go. So that's twice he burned them.
Pharaoh hardened his heart.
4 flies.
Did you read that? Who hardened Pharaoh's heart? Pharaoh did.
But this time Pharaoh hardened his heart.
Other times could have been God, could have been other reasons. This time it's Pharaoh. It's just interesting.
That makes it even dumber.
I agree.
Because maybe the Pharaoh hat was too tight.
I don't know.
What do they call that? There's
a
a name for it. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah.
Like it's got the
Pharaoh
dome
hat.
with the Pharaoh hat.
The Pharaoh hat.
Yeah. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, let my people go. If you refuse to let them go, I will bring a terrible plague on your livestock in the field, your horses, donkeys, camels, and cattle, and sheep and goats. I'll make a distinction between the livestock of Israel and Egypt, so that no animal belonging to the Israelites will die." The Lord set a time and said, "Tomorrow." The next day the Lord did it. All the livestock of the Egyptians died, but not one animal belonging to the Israelites died. Pharaoh sent men to investigate and found that not even one of the animals of the Israelites had died. Yet his heart was unyielding, and he would not let the people go. So, plague number 5.
Livestock. Dead.
Livestock.
Dead livestock. Do you think the Egyptians still hated shepherds in this day and age?
Yes. I do. So we've got blood, we've got frogs, we've got gnats, we've got flies, we've got livestock.
Dead livestock.
Dead livestock. Super dead. Unless you're an Israelite. That's super alive.
Yep.
Price of steak just went up. Supply and demand. The Israelites charged a good penny to Pharaoh for steaks. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Take handfuls of soot from a furnace and have Moses toss it into the air in the presence of Pharaoh. It will become fine dust over the whole land of Egypt, and festering boils will break out on men and animals throughout the land. Is that like what LeBron does before a game? You know, he does the chalk. He's like,
yeah.
Is that where he got that from?
No.
He's trying to put
I don't know.
He tries to put boils on the other team.
I don't know where you got it from. Right.
LeBron, what's up, man? Where'd it come from?
You're the goat.
Comment, like, and subscribe, and comment, LeBron.
You're the goat.
I mean, I like it. It's cool. You know, it's nice to have like
It is kind of cool. Yeah.
little things before the game.
Yeah.
You know, like when you go to the locker room, you like hit the wall on the door.
It's pretty
Some
dumb.
teams.
Yeah.
Some teams have very silly rituals.
Yeah.
Like wearing their socks inside out and weird stuff.
It's probably baseball. Baseball's more of the weird stuff.
But the chalk is pretty cool, and that's what I picture when it says, take
Throwing it
handfuls of soot from the furnace and have Moses toss it into the air in the presence of Pharaoh. Like, how must that have looked? Was he like, hey, Pharaoh?
Is the soot from all like the frogs and crap that they had to get rid of? They just
No,
burned
the
it?
soot was from the furnace that they put Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in. They had to go back in with the lions.
That wasn't in Egypt.
They had to
It
go
was
back
in,
in with the lions.
That was in Babylon and Persia.
I know, but hey, they got to get it from somewhere. Where's
And also that happens way after this.
where?
This is before that.
No,
Yeah.
there's time travel. There's time travel.
Oh my goodness.
By the time they got to Babylon, this had happened. They get the soot, they go back.
Oh my goodness.
It doesn't tell you how long between each plague. A couple hundred years.
But there's
thousands.
context clues to figure out when things
Well,
happen.
where's the nearest furnace?
In someone's house cooking up them frogs. I don't know.
I know. It would just be nice to tie things together. It just never does.
Yeah.
The timelines between events in the Bible. Of course, that's also our problem for skipping way ahead.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
then
that's not the
coming back.
Bible's fault. The Bible from Genesis and Exodus is pretty
Why did we
good.
decide to not go in sequential order?
Just jumping around, having fun.
Yeah, I know. It is fun. But I do like that idea.
Yeah.
So he's got the soot, throws it in the air, fine dust over the whole land of Egypt, festering boils. Sounds like poison ivy, but like even worse.
Yeah.
So they took soot from the furnace before Pharaoh. Moses tossed it into the air, and festering boils broke out on men and animals.
Mm.
What do the animals have to do with it? Most of the time they're spared, you know?
Was it Sodom they weren't spared?
No, Sodom, they got wrecked.
Also the flood, most of them were not spared.
You know what? I don't remember where they got spared now. I could have sworn maybe
Just the livestock in Goshen?
Goshen.
Yeah.
Maybe
the
in my
only
head.
side.
Oh, Noah. There.
Only a couple. But I'll say, even the flood, most of the animals did not get spared. Like 1% of the animals were spared. Yeah.
Yeah. So festering boils. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart this time,
So this time where it specifically says the Lord.
and he would not listen to Moses and Aaron, just as the Lord had said to Moses.
That's where the study Bible comes in handy. These little tidbits. This is
Number 6, boils.
the first time the Lord hardens his heart. Also,
I know, why does it keep doing that?
cool little mention is Moses was able to stand before Pharaoh, but the magicians could not stand before Moses.
Where does it say
That's
that?
pretty cool. In there, right before all that.
I didn't see it in here.
Where are we at? Boils.
It's in the boils thing?
So they took So they took soot from the kiln and stood before Pharaoh. Moses and the magicians could not stand before Moses.
Because of the
cool
boils that were on them and all the Egyptians.
Just like reversal taking place here, where Pharaoh's dropping and Moses and God are
So
increasing.
that sentence, I have like 5 words here, and then it cuts and it goes all the way over here. That's why I just kind of skipped it.
Gotcha. And it also,
The magicians could not stand from because the boils that were on them and all the Egyptians.
So this is also the last mention of the magicians. So like with the gnats or the flies, they're like, oh, this is the God's finger. And now they're just like, this is the last time they're mentioned. So I don't know what happens to them. They just give up and quit their job. They die.
They apparently just gave up because the boils were so bad.
They give up everything and end themselves. I don't know.
So
I would.
Then the Lord said to Moses, get up early in the morning, confront Pharaoh, tell him, let my people go, or this time I'll send a full force of my plagues against you and against your officials and your people, so you may know there is no one like me in all the earth, for by now I could have stretched out my hand and struck you and your people with a plague that would have wiped you off the earth. It would have been a lot easier just to do that. Like, can we just do that the first time?
But he's got to show his greatness.
I know. Still, would have saved us a lot more trouble if he just went Thanos style. But I have raised you up for this very purpose, that I might show you my power, and that my name might be proclaimed in all the earth. You still set yourself against my people and will not let them go. Therefore, at this time tomorrow, I'll send the worst hailstorm that has ever fallen on Egypt from the day it was founded till now. So Egypt is in a desert. I really wouldn't expect hail to ever have fallen there. But apparently...
Hail? So I think hail around here actually happens more in the summer. Right?
Yeah, but Egypt?
Maybe that's part of it.
I would have never thought it had ever hailed in Egypt. Except
maybe
for when,
maybe it didn't.
Well, he just said, I'll send the worst hailstorm that has ever fallen on Egypt. That's
the
comparing
worst
it.
And the only.
That's different.
Like hey,
the
this,
worst
this
and
is
the
my,
only.
This is my favorite brother. It's your only brother. This is my least favorite brother. It's your only brother.
I don't know. The way this is worded, it means that there's been hail that's fallen before, but this is going to be worse.
I agree.
From the day it was founded till now. Give an order now to bring your livestock and everything you have in the field to a place of shelter, because the hail will fall on every man and animal that has not been brought in, still out in the field, and they will die. The officials of Pharaoh, who feared the word of the Lord, hurried to bring their slaves and their livestock inside. So some of Pharaoh's employees, like the officials...
So they had a chance to kind of be obedient.
Yeah, and some of them were.
Yeah.
I wonder why Pharaoh didn't counter-order them.
I don't know if it matters when there's a freaking...
But if Pharaoh isn't giving in...
Like state of emergency, there's chaos. I don't know if it matters if there's an order. They're just going to do whatever.
Yeah. But those who ignored the word of the Lord left their slaves and livestock in the field. That stinks that the slaves had to pay the price because their masters were dumb.
That's one of the things... it's actually during the locust where I was like, poor little, like, the good citizens, they're just living their lives. They don't know what's going on. Like, why is this happening? Why? They don't have a clue. You know, this just keep happening, and they're just surviving. It's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah, all the people that aren't in the know of what's going on in Pharaoh's palace.
Yeah. That's so sad.
That really is. Because think about it. You got people with infants.
So sad.
You got mothers with babies, and now you're swarming with frogs and flies and gnats and
hail out of
blood.
Nowhere. Yeah.
I mean, they had breast milk, I guess. Goat milk.
So sad.
So maybe that's what people were drinking instead. Like, all right, we don't have water.
Yeah.
Get the goats.
Yeah.
But can you imagine putting a little baby through that?
So sad.
Man, that ain't cool.
Dude, can you imagine all the crap? I'm just thinking all the death you have to clean up. Like I'm picturing like medieval times when they have a cart of like dead bodies. They got frogs, they got humans, they got cattle.
Well, with the frogs, it said they were piled into heaps and the land reeked of them. Yeah.
So you got to get rid of all these frogs. You got to get rid of all these people that are dead. You got to get rid of all these livestock that are dead. Like how much time is taking place between all these things, and how much dead is piling up?
They didn't have cemeteries either, right? They just piled them up and burned them, or just put them in a Put 'em
Probably
in a pit?
both. Probably both. Because they've like Abraham's buried.
I know, but
So
when
they
you have
have
a, like death,
massive pit and burning. I would
like
think, yeah.
after a war when hundreds of thousands of people are dead,
You should dump them in a
they're
pit.
definitely not digging 100,000 holes.
One big pit, one big fire. Or a couple big pits, couple big fires, yeah.
Ugh.
It's a lot of death.
Yeah. The land must have stunk so bad all the time.
Death. Doomsday discs. Yeah.
Those are good, by the way. I like the Doomsday discs. Yeah. So anyway, those who ignored the word of the Lord left their slaves and livestock in the field. The Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand towards the sky, so hail will fall all over Egypt on men and animals and everything growing in the fields of Egypt." When Moses stretched out his staff towards the sky, the Lord sent thunder and hail, and lightning flashed down to the ground. So the Lord rained hail on the land of Egypt. Hail fell and lightning flashed back and forth. It was the worst storm in all the land of Egypt since it had become a nation. There was one, hang on. Throughout Egypt, hail struck everything in the fields, both men and animals. It beat down everything growing in the fields, stripped every tree. The only place it did not hail was the land of Goshen, where the Israelites were. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron. "This time I have sinned," he said to them. "The Lord is in the right, and I and my people are in the wrong. Pray to the Lord, for we have had enough thunder and hail. I will let you go. You don't have to stay any longer."
Oh, that sounds like one of my prayers. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did so bad.
So, the ESV, I think it replaced lightning with fire, because it said hail and fire rained from the sky. Does yours say fire? Because I was like, oh, that's super cool. It's like fire and ice coming down. But this just says...
Yeah, hail and fire flashing. But fire flashing is lightning, I think.
Well, yeah, obviously. They say...
I don't say obviously. Because a
Well,
lot of times I imagine fire from the sky is just comets. But
fire
it's
is
probably
like
lightning.
Sodom and Gomorrah style. That's what I picture. Like flaming balls of...
Like comets and
like
fire. Yeah.
Like marshmallows that are on fire that you sling off your stick and... Yeah.
But the ESV does say hail and fire. But I still think that's lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, because this only says lightning. This is NIV.
There's just thunder and lightning, which is weird. It's like, okay, it's the same thing.
The thunder scared Pharaoh's dog, so he finally gave in.
Yeah, it's so nice. He has a little sweet little prayer, like, "I'm so sorry, I did wrong." He's going to turn it around.
Yeah, hey, let's keep reading and see what happens. Because we're only on plague 7, so I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
This might really be like one of my prayers.
"I will let you go. You don't have to stay any longer. Pray to the Lord for me. I've had enough thunder and hail. The thunder's scaring my dog. Now it's on anxiety meds. I will let you go. You don't have to stay any longer." Moses replied, "When I have gone out of the city, I will spread out my hands in prayer to the Lord. The thunder will stop, and there'll be no more hail.
Did God trick Moses?
So you may know the earth is the Lord's."
Did God trick Moses and say, "Yeah, I'll give you Aaron to help since you can't talk"? It's like...
Aaron's not even here.
He's not. Aaron hasn't said a word. I think there's times it says Moses and Aaron side, but most of the time it's just freaking Moses.
Aaron's just hanging out in Goshen, dude. He's
just listening to Moses talk. Okay, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do what you say. But Moses is literally, he got tricked, bro.
Yeah, he did. He got played pretty hard. And he got burned twice by Pharaoh, because Pharaoh told him he was going to do something. And
cheats on,
so, I don't know. He's not the sharpest at the moment, but we'll see. "But I know that you and your officials still do not fear the Lord God. The flax and barley were destroyed. The wheat and spelt, however, were not destroyed because they ripened later. Moses left Pharaoh, went out of the city, spread his hands towards the Lord. Thunder and hail stopped. Rain no longer poured down on the land. When Pharaoh saw the rain and hail and thunder had stopped, he sinned again.
Yeah, it's just like me.
He and his officials hardened their hearts. So Pharaoh's heart was hard, and he would not let the Israelites go, just as the Lord had said through Moses." Dude, if I was Moses, after a third time, I would have taken that staff of God and freaking shoved it straight up Pharaoh's face. Yeah. trying to keep it PG, but I would have impaled him on it and then made it turn into a snake.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Super cool.
I would just be like, all right, you're an idiot. All right.
I
let God keep dealing with you, you dummy.
Why? Yeah. I don't have the patience for this.
Yeah.
I would just wipe them all out. It's just not even worth it.
You ever?
I don't know why God thinks it's worth it. Why does God think we're worth it?
Bro, I don't know.
I can't get it.
God is love. That's why.
I don't even think I'm personally worth it. Like, it's
You're
too
not.
much effort.
You're not.
It's too much effort.
Neither am I. Yeah.
And then
We're just like Pharaoh. We pray. We get a little happy thing. Oh, cool, nice. I'm gonna go do my thing again.
I don't. At least I don't
Yeah,
intentionally.
Yeah, not intentionally, of course. Not anymore, since I'm a real Christian now. That was back in the day when I claimed
A
it.
real Christian now. But no, like, if you still don't get the point after this, like,
Bro.
there's no helping you.
Mm-mm.
But I don't know. Pharaoh's heart was hard, so it doesn't say who's responsible for it. If it was Pharaoh or God hardened his heart again, but
Yeah.
oh man, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to see people make the same dumb
Yeah.
mistakes. It's like having a friend that's in a terrible relationship and they keep going back to it, and you're just like, bro, get out of it already.
Yeah.
Like, let it go. And then they break up, and then a week later they're back together.
Yeah.
And then
It's like
and then they do it like 3 or 4 times, and you're just like, just move to different states, get away.
Yeah.
Like,
I can just look at a guy and be like, yeah, he's a red flag. You don't need to pursue this guy. They do it anyways. And I'm like, all right, you'll just learn on your own. That's the only way to learn.
some people like to learn the hard way.
I think that's the only way we can learn sometimes.
I guess you can't force
For some
like
things,
that.
especially like dumb love.
Dumb love is the dumbest thing to watch from the outside. I've been on the inside, but
Yeah, me too.
now I see it on the outside, and it's just painful.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah.
Thankfully, you get all that out of your system when you're young. If you're old and you're going through it, that's even worse.
And yeah, it's sad.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
But here's Pharaoh. 3 times he said he would do it, and he didn't. Like, why does Moses even entertain it at this point?
He's just doing what God's telling him to do. Yeah.
I don't know. That's got to be a point of frustration for Moses. Like, I'm doing what my boss tells me to do.
It is, for sure.
And then I have to go back and just tell him, like...
Well, keep reading. It is.
Then the Lord says to Moses, this is chapter 10 now. Go to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart. Okay, so God's doing this too. Like, he's playing his own game.
Well, he's got to show his power. Like
I
Pharaoh.
think he already has.
You would... Yeah, but there's still people...
He
it's Pharaoh
showed-
and some of his officials.
He showed that at Plague 1.
I agree.
He showed that at Plague 0 when the staff turned into a snake.
I
Who cares if the magicians could do it too?
But Moses says Pharaoh and some of his officials still don't fear the Lord.
Some of them did because they brought
Some.
their cattle and their slaves in.
He's not going for just some.
Well, the ones that didn't are dead now, so it doesn't matter.
No, they're still... He literally just said...
He just filtered out all the bad ones.
No, he literally just said some of your officials still don't fear the Lord.
No, I know. I read that part, but...
Like you just did, yeah.
Yeah, chapter 9, verse 30.
So there's still
I know
some that
you
are
and your
alive.
officials still do not fear the Lord God.
Yeah. God is not going for some, he's going for all.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, well... I hardened his heart and the hearts of his officials. Now he's hardening the hearts of his officials.
So this next plague, for some reason, is the one plague I think of when I hear of plague. This one pops in my head.
Yeah.
And why? I don't know why it's the one and it's the scariest to me.
Well, let's get to it. I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his officials so that I may perform these miraculous signs of mine among them, that you may tell your children and grandchildren how I dealt harshly with the Egyptians and how I performed my signs among them, and that you may know that I am the Lord. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh, said, this is what the Lord says. How long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go so they may worship me. And again, they're only asking for 3 days.
Yeah.
He's spending weeks in these plagues.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
Just...
You'd think it'd be like, okay, just go for 3 days so I don't have to deal with this just for 3 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a 3-day relief for me as well.
Because how much work is getting done during these plagues, too?
Can't be any.
They're not making bricks when they're swarmed with, like, thick
And they just
flies.
lost. What was it they lost? The barley? One thing they lost and one thing wasn't lost.
They lost
The flax.
the flax and barley.
Yeah, flax and barley were struck down, but the wheat.
The wheat were not destroyed, so they probably could have still made... I don't know what they make straw out of.
Well, I think the wheat's bad to go, too.
Yeah.
I think Moses was like, you still got wheat? You still want to keep it, or you want that to go, too? All right.
But, I mean, are they still making bricks? Like, do the slaves still have to meet their quota through all these plagues?
There's no way. There's no way. All the work is done.
Pharaoh's primary argument was, why are you taking these guys away from their work?
Work is done.
Meanwhile, they haven't worked in
Work is done.
like 4 months or whatever, however long these plagues are.
Yeah, work is over.
And all he needed to do was 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway. So, let my people go so they may worship me. If you refuse, I will bring locusts into your country tomorrow. They will cover the face of the ground so that it cannot be seen. That's creepy.
Yeah.
They will devour what little you have left after the hail, including every tree that is growing in your fields. They will fill your houses and those of all your officials and all Egyptians, something neither your fathers nor forefathers have ever seen from the day they settled in this land till now.
Is a locust a grasshopper?
It's a giant grasshopper, pretty much.
This was today. Well, now it says yesterday. Oh, because it's 1 a.m. This big old grasshopper on a little hot dog float in our pool. Just chilling. He's like, yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, a locust is a little bit bigger than that. That's a huge one.
Yeah, that one's big.
A locust is bigger than that. It's I don't know, maybe the size of this Red Bull can, like in length. Maybe a little smaller.
That's huge. It's got to be smaller. Oh my gosh.
Locusts are pretty big though.
Dang.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Maybe this Sharpie.
That's huge.
I would say this Sharpie.
That's huge. I believe it though.
That's how I.
There's some big bugs.
I've seen some. Yeah, I mean, and they eat like I do. Like they're crazy. That's all they do is just devour. So then Pharaoh's officials said to him, "How long will this man be a snare to us? Let the people go so that they may worship the Lord their God." So the officials are now telling Pharaoh, "Come on, can we please not go through that anymore?"
There's probably something there about officials probably don't go to Pharaoh and complain. But now they are.
Yeah. Do you not yet realize that Egypt is ruined? That's what the officials are saying to Pharaoh.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh's like, so? Then Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh. This is interesting. Go worship the Lord your God, he said, but just who will be going? Moses answered, we will go with our young and old, our sons and daughters, our flocks and herds, because we are to celebrate a festival to the Lord. So they did have livestock to eat. Pharaoh said, the Lord be with you. If I let you go along with your women and children, clearly you are bent on evil.
Reading your footnote.
This footnote says, be careful, trouble is in store for you. So that could be taken out of context.
Pharaoh thinks that Moses is like trying to be deceitful and tricking him.
I don't know. It says, the Lord be with you. If I let you go along with your women and children, clearly trouble is in store for you. If I replace it with the footnote. No. Have only the men go and worship the Lord, since that's what you have been asking for. Then Moses and Aaron were driven out of Pharaoh's presence. And the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand over Egypt, so locusts will swarm over the land and devour everything growing in the fields, everything left by the hail. So Moses did. And the Lord made an east wind blow across the land, and all day and all that night. By morning the wind had brought the locusts. They invaded all Egypt and settled down in every area of the country in great numbers. Never before had there been such a plague of locusts, nor will there ever be again. They covered all the ground until it was black. They devoured all that was left after the hail, everything growing in the fields, the fruit on the trees. Nothing green remained on tree or plant in all the land of Egypt. Dang, son. And this is how famines start. Pharaoh quickly summoned Moses and Aaron and said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Now forgive my sin once more and pray to the Lord your God to take this deadly plague away from me. That ship has sailed like 4 times already. But then again, okay, we take it away. Locusts go away, whatever. Everything's still dead.
Everything's gone.
You can't take that back. Like you're past the point of no return now.
Yeah.
So Moses then left Pharaoh and prayed to the Lord, and the Lord changed the wind to a very strong west wind, which caught up the locusts and carried them into the Red Sea. Not a locust was left anywhere in Egypt. Anywhere in Egypt, dang. That's cool how God just changes the wind to like direct all the locusts there, and then you're all gonna drown.
Yeah, to the Red Sea, was it?
To the Red Sea.
Yeah.
How funny would that be if God's like, okay, and he like pushes them to somebody else that had nothing to do with anything, and they get all their stuff eaten up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, hey, collateral damage. But no, it's cool that they directed them to the Red Sea. Not a locust was left anywhere in Egypt. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go. So, plague ate locusts. Locusts. Then the Lord said to Moses, stretch out your hand towards the sky so darkness will spread over Egypt. Darkness that can be felt.
Darkness.
Bro, how dark would it have to be
To feel it.
that darkness can be felt?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, I know the daytime in the South can be felt because it's so freaking humid. But dark, how can you feel darkness?
Feel darkness, yeah.
It can be felt. Is that like, it's so dark, it takes away every sense you have except your sense of feeling?
Like you feel extra.
You can't see, you can't, well, you
That's
can
it.
hear. You can't see. You wouldn't be able to see.
You also wouldn't be able to see.
No, you definitely can't see.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't be able to see? You could feel it though.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm thinking like
to
total
feel
darkness. I'm thinking of like a deprivation chamber. That's why, like, if you take away sight and all that other stuff. But
yeah.
this would just be outside, so darkness that can be felt. Like,
Yeah.
that's dark.
Mm-hmm. But there's areas where there's light for the Israelites.
Like a torch?
For the Israelites.
I don't know. Let me keep reading. I haven't gotten that far. So Moses stretched out his hand towards the sky. Total darkness covered all Egypt for 3 days. The 3 days that would have come and gone if Pharaoh had just not been a knucklehead to begin with.
Yeah.
No one could see anyone else or leave his place for 3 days. Dang, dude. Yo, imagine glow, like disc golf glow.
Oh man.
If it was so dark you couldn't see
everything,
anyone else.
The discs would be strobing for you, for sure.
Yes. Is that
You're
strobing?
like, bro, is that strobing? Like, no.
No, it's not. It looks like it's strobing to me. I don't know.
You're
Oh
like,
my god, dude, you're strobing. Everything
like-
I looked at is strobing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my eyes just do that.
Yeah, I think it's because you're getting too tired.
No, because we play glow at like
I know, but
9 o'clock.
that's the only time I've had.
It's 1:30 in the morning right now, and I feel fine.
Yes, you feel fine.
You're not strobing,
Just because you feel fine doesn't mean your eyes and your brain are fine.
but you're not strobing, so obviously I'm fine.
Because we're in the light. If we went outside and and I made a disc glow, it would strobe for you probably.
It probably would, yeah.
Because the only time I've had something similar was when I was too tired. I was in my house and it was like the lights on the fridge or stove or something, and it would seem to strobe, and I'm like, oh, I'm just very tired. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah. It's 1:30 in
Okay,
the morning.
did
Let's
you-
drink another Red Bull.
Did you read about the light for the Israelites yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We were just talking about no one could see anyone else or leave his place for 3 days. So could the animals couldn't see either? What about animals that can see in the dark? You think they were good?
I don't know.
Or was it so dark even they couldn't see in the dark?
I don't know. Because I'm actually going to ask. I'll go ahead and ask now. Was it actual darkness? Or was it like a sandstorm so thick you can't see? And it just spares the Israelite area.
Total darkness covered all Egypt for 3 days. No one could see anyone else or leave his place for 3 days. Yet all the Israelites had light in the places where they lived.
Because I can't fully fathom if there's light in this area. You can see that light from afar in the darkness. So there's got to be something blocking that light.
A mountain?
Yeah, sure. I don't know the.
It could have been a herd of camels or something that blocked the view. Because if nobody left their house, they weren't looking anyway. I mean, it wasn't like Goshen was like a block up the street.
I don't know where it was.
If you get power out at your house and the neighboring
But I
subdivision has power, you're not going to be able to see it. It's still pitch black where
see
you are.
light, like light pollution. You have light pollution.
Yeah, but the distances between Egypt and Goshen, you're not getting light pollution. You're in the middle of nowhere.
And so the moon just happens to be a new moon also.
The moon's gone. It's not there.
Yeah.
There's some
I
nights where
think
the moon-
I think it's darkness, but there are people who think
a sandstorm. It would have said God sent a sandstorm.
I agree. I think so also.
So then Pharaoh summoned Moses and said, "Go worship the Lord." God, this is like the 5th time.
Does he make everyone blind? Or is it actual darkness?
I don't know. It says darkness, so I'm going to go with darkness.
Yeah, me too.
Even your women and children may go with you. Only leave your flocks and herds behind. Dude, this is beyond frustrating. Like, just let it go, bro.
Let it go. Let them go.
For real. He's like, yeah, I'll let you go, but not this. I'll let you go, but not this.
Yeah.
It's like, guy, let go of the reins a little bit.
Let it all go.
Yeah. He's still trying to show that he's in control, and God's
Don't hold it back anymore.
like, you're not getting the point here, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Moses said, "You must allow us to have sacrifices and burnt offerings to present to the Lord. Our livestock too must go with us. Not a hoof is to be left behind. We have to use some of them in worshiping the Lord, and until we get there, we will not know what we are to use to worship the Lord." But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. He was not willing to let them go. Pharaoh said to Moses, "Get out of my sight. Make sure you do not appear before me again. The day you see my face, you will die." "Just as you say," Moses replied, "I will never appear before you again." That's pretty rough.
Whatever you say.
All right, so
You bozo.
darkness.
Darkness.
Plague number 9. All right. Now the Lord said to Moses, I'll bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Egypt. After that, he will let you go from here. And when he does, he will drive you out completely. So he's basically saying, forget the 3 days. He's just going to, you're done. Get out.
Yeah.
Tell the people that men and women alike are to ask their neighbors for articles of silver and gold. The Lord made the Egyptians favorably disposed towards the people, and Moses himself was highly regarded in Egypt by Pharaoh's officials and by the people. So Moses said, this is what the Lord says, about midnight I'll go throughout Egypt. Every firstborn son in Egypt will die. Which is interesting because that's what Pharaoh was trying to do to begin with. Mm-hmm. It's just all the sons, not even the firstborn, it's just all of them. Mm-hmm. From the firstborn son of Pharaoh, who sits on the throne, to the firstborn son of the slave girl who is at her handmill, and all the firstborn of the cattle as well. So it's like the rich, the poor, and the animals.
Yep.
A firstborn. There will be loud wailing throughout Egypt, worse than there has ever been before, or will ever be again. Among the Israelites, not a dog will bark at any man or animal. Then you will know that the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. All these officials of yours will come to me, bowing down before me and saying, go, you and all the people who follow you. After that, I'll leave. Then Moses, hot with anger,
he's getting
Pharaoh.
frustrated too.
All these officials. When did he go to Pharaoh? I was just reading that and I didn't see he actually went to.
Yeah, I don't know either.
The Lord said to Moses, he's going to bring one more plague. After that, he'll let you go. Tell the people, blah, blah, blah. Then Moses said, okay, verse 4. I didn't catch that one.
Assuming he's just saying it to Moses.
Yeah. He's saying it to Pharaoh.
I just throw him at, yeah.
But Pharaoh said if he sees him again, he's going to kill him. So I don't understand. Is he shouting
It's an empty threat.
Is he shouting it from the street?
No, it's just an empty threat. He's just, Pharaoh at that point was just so mad. He's like, I'm going to kill you. And Moses was just like, if you say so, but I'll be back.
Well, Moses said, this is what the Lord says, about midnight I'll go throughout Egypt. Every firstborn from your son to the slave girl, loud wailing, blah, blah, blah. Then Moses, hot with anger, left Pharaoh. The Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh will refuse to listen to you so that my wonders may be multiplied in Egypt. Moses and Aaron performed all these wonders before Pharaoh, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. He would not let the Israelites go out of his country.
So number 10, death of the firstborn.
Son.
Yes.
Firstborn son.
It's the only one that matters, obviously.
So here's the game.
Okay.
So here are the 10 plagues.
Yep.
We've got blood, frogs, gnats, flies, livestock, boils, hail.
Dead livestock.
Dead livestock, yeah. Locusts, darkness, and death of the firstborn son.
Thanks for the clarification.
I knew you were going to say it. That's why
I was waiting.
So, we're going to do this separately, so no cheating.
They're already rated.
They're not rated. I want you to go through.
Rated 1 through 10.
They're numbered, if that's the way it's going to be. But listen,
No, yeah.
I want you to go through, and I want you to rate these on a scale from 1 to 10, from worst to the least, like of what you would.
And they can't be the same number? So like ranking them in order?
You have to rank them in order of.
Okay.
This is the one, like 10 being the absolute worst one that you can think of that you wouldn't want to go through.
Okay.
1 being the least impactful.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
And then I'm going to do the same, and we'll see how they rank up based on us. So just put a number next to it. We're going to take a couple of seconds and get this done.
Wow, we're already done?
Yeah.
In the editing.
Weird.
They cut all of it out. Wow, we're done fast.
Okay, so this is... It's tough. Are you going to edit some of this out?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be back in just a couple seconds.
I might even do like a fast forward, like.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
If I write fast, will it look faster? Okay, I got mine locked in.
Okay.
You got yours?
Yeah.
Alright.
That was fast.
We'll see how like we are when it comes to plagues. Alright, so do you want to go from the least or do you want to start at the heaviest?
Probably least. Yeah.
The least. Alright, what was your least?
Frogs.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They're just frogs.
Yeah, but they're everywhere in your house, in your oven.
It's free food. I might need that later on when we run out of everything else.
I had hail
As your least favorite?
as the least impactful because all you have to do is be inside.
True.
Okay, great. It's hailing outside.
True. But it's the worst ever. Like your car is destroyed.
I bring the car in the garage.
Your house is just, your garage is
My roof's
half
insured.
destroyed. Yeah. It's a pain.
'Cause you gotta
though. It's
imagine-
a pain dealing with insurance.
Yeah, but guess what? All of those frogs, they die in your house.
Yeah.
Now you're picking up thousands of frogs from your ovens and your cupboards and
I don't know if thousands are going to get in my house.
thousands.
Hundreds.
A plague, bro. A biblical plague style.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of frogs.
Hundreds.
So you went frogs.
I went frogs, number
Okay,
one.
I went hail because I think just bring your stuff inside, you're good. That's the least impactful.
Yeah.
All right, what was your number 2?
Blood.
Really?
Water blood. Yeah. Just go dig beside the Nile.
Man,
Or just don't drink water for a little while.
I had the darkness as number
That's
2.
nothing new. For 3 days.
So what? It's dark.
You're assuming you're an Israelite. So what is dark? They don't move. They don't do anything. Because you could feel the darkness. Yeah, I can't see a thing. They're not eating.
But it's just dark.
They're not eating, Christian.
They can still feel.
They're not eating.
No, it said they didn't leave their homes. It doesn't
They're
say
not
they didn't
eating.
eat.
What are they going to eat? They're
What are
not
you talking
eating.
about?
They're not doing anything. They're not doing anything.
I'm curious where they're going to the bathroom, though.
Hopefully they're not, because they stopped eating.
They probably, I would say they all get up against one wall, and then when they have to go to the bathroom, they just take 5 steps out and then walk back. That way you know you're not in it.
Yeah.
Because how else do you coordinate that? If you have a family, let's say you have a family of 5, which is small for the Bible. If it's so pitch black, you can't see anybody.
Yeah.
Where are you going to the bathroom? And how are you going to remember that for 3 days?
And you're still saying that's number 2 for you?
It's the least
Are you talking
impactful.
yourself? Are you talking yourself
Am I
out
talking
of it?
myself out of it?
Yeah.
I could see myself switching 2 and 3 for blood because I do have blood for number 3.
Mm.
So I could.
Number 3, I
I
have dead livestock.
I could see myself. What?
Yeah, number 3. I have
Bro,
dead
no
livestock.
steak.
For a little while. Just go over to Israelites that got cows. I don't have to eat steak. I can eat anything. I'm good. I'm not picky. Food is food. It doesn't matter what it tastes like. You gotta eat.
For the people watching, I'd be interesting to see your comments on how you would rank the 10 plagues in order from least to most impactful. And I had hail, darkness, and blood as the 3 bottom.
I got frogs, blood, and dead livestock.
Frogs, blood, and liver. Okay. So the livestock I have is number 4.
Number 4, I got gnats.
God! Dude, that is way up on my list.
They're just annoying.
I would rather...
Just get out of here.
Yeah. So livestock I have number 4. Okay, livestock are dead. Whatever. 5, What's your middleman?
Death of the firstborn.
Seriously?
Yeah. If it's my firstborn son, yeah, that sucks, but I'll get over it. I'm a firstborn son, so I'm dead. I'm over it. It's 50-50 right in the middle.
Heck no.
You have
way.
a firstborn son.
Bro, I will go get Nolan and I will bring him down here and I will say, look into this little man's eyes and tell me that's 5 on your list.
It's 5 on my list. I'd rather that happen than number 6, flies.
That's so rough. Bro, I had frogs as number 5. That's like my middle. It's like, okay, they're not going to harm me, but they're annoying. And then I got to clean up their bodies. Now I'm having to do some work. It's impacting me. Hail, I just go inside.
Yeah.
Darkness, I sit still for 3 days, whatever. Blood, I drink Gatorade or Red Bull for a week. Milk.
Just don't drink anything. You'll be fine.
Livestock's dead, whatever. Frogs, now I'm starting to get impacted directly.
Okay.
You see how that's my mentality.
Yeah.
So
then now I got
6.
flies.
6?
Yeah. They're like annoying like gnats, but they also like bite. So that sucks.
Not. Are you thinking like housefly, deer fly, or horsefly?
Whichever one.
Bro, because if they're if they're deer fly or horse flies,
yeah,
that just moved up to like 9 on my list.
pretty painful.
Because I don't want to get bit, but house flies, it would just be annoying. So your 6 is flies. Mine is locusts. Because okay, you eat the plants outside. Great, I don't eat vegetables anyway. My wife might die.
You'd rather that than your firstborn?
It just came to me like as I'm thinking about.
Oh, wait, never mind. Locust 10. I'm sorry.
All the vegetation outside dies. I'm like, okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
But my wife's a vegan, so she eats meat. That's okay.
Yeah.
Or SpaghettiOs. We got canned food.
Yeah.
She'll live, right? Until things grow back. I think I can deal with locusts.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
So locust was my number 6. What was your number 7?
Number 7 is now where I have hail. Because I don't want to deal with the insurance. I don't want to...
They didn't even have insurance back then.
I want to go catch a hail...
They just built things to last.
I want to go... All right, sure. I want to go catch a hail ball with my baseball glove. I'm going to get hit a couple times. It's going to suck.
You're going to die a couple times.
Yeah. I don't have enough space for all my cattle. I'm going to lose some.
My number 7 was gnats.
Wow.
Gnats is high up on my no thanks list.
Wow.
Do you know how annoying they are? They get in your mouth, in your nose, in your eyes, in your ears. There's no escape. The only thing you can do is wrap a blanket around your face. For however long they were around.
Yeah.
What was your number 8?
Number 8, darkness.
Really?
Yeah, dude, 3 days.
Are you scared of the dark?
No, but 3 days of doing nothing.
So what?
You're going to lose track of time. You're get 1 day's passed. Oh my gosh, it's been a week. When is the light coming? There's more to darkness. Imagine when the light
came back on, like what your eyes were like.
There's way more to darkness than you're realizing. I think you were almost talking yourself up.
I don't know. Darkness was like 2 on my list.
They weren't doing
super
anything.
Bottom.
Yeah, they weren't doing anything, dude.
Who cares? I don't know. My number 8 was flies. I had gnats and then flies is one level worse.
Yeah, they suck.
Especially if they're biting flies. That's no good.
Yeah.
What was your number 9?
Locusts.
Dude, did we match anything? I don't think we matched a single
Well, it depends. What is yours?
Boils.
Okay, no, we did not match anything.
Because boils, now you're getting into pain.
That's my 10. Boils is 10.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Firstborn.
So your 10 is firstborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no way I'm letting my little man go. No way.
Yeah.
So now, if I didn't have a firstborn son, my choices probably would have been like 1 because I'm like doesn't apply.
But I'm also a firstborn son, so that also applies to me. But
No, it's firstborn sons. Did it of any age?
why not? Pretty sure. Is everyone having a baby on the same day of Passover?
But what if Moses was a firstborn son?
Yeah.
Wasn't Moses a firstborn son?
I don't know. No, Aaron's older than him, but
Oh yeah. So Aaron's like, wait, hold on.
but that's what we're getting to Passover, where they save the firstborn son, right? Isn't that what Passover is?
No.
The angel of the Lord passes over.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how you avoid it. Also, you just obey the Lord.
Yeah, but if there was no age, there had to be an age limit.
No, I don't think so.
Because then you're gonna have like
Yeah,
that's.
you're gonna have
What
less.
if Pharaoh was a firstborn son?
Okay, it's still less dead bodies than what's probably happened in some of these other plagues. It's only one person out of the family, potentially.
So we didn't match a single one.
We did not.
Wow.
We were
I
close.
honestly thought we would get at least a couple.
We were close on boils and blood.
Yeah. Yeah, boils, no thanks, dude.
Yeah, just take me out.
I ended up going in reverse. I started with like the worst one and then I worked my way back.
I went 10, 1, 2, 3, 8, 7.
Oh, so you went kind of random.
No, it's not random. I went to both extremes and worked my way to the middle.
I started with the worst and just started going,
Yeah.
working my way back.
Yeah.
But I'm sad we didn't match one. I honestly thought we would have at least.
I was going to say
aligned
I'm
on
sad that
something.
you're sad, but I'm not sad at all. It is what it is.
I'm curious what the listeners would rate the plagues and see
Yeah,
who they more closely relate to. My answers or yours?
probably me.
I don't know.
No, it's going to be a mix. Everyone's different.
Well, it's obviously going to be a mix, but
Yeah.
if we could do like an AI related survey, we could take all the inputs, all the comments,
The average of whatever.
put
we
it into
have.
AI, and then have it give us a bar chart on 1 through 10 what they were ranked.
Don't give that to AI. Now we'll know how to take us over.
Oh yeah.
And you're supposed to avoid that.
All right. Well, I'll take the data, put it in a spreadsheet, and do it myself.
There you go. That's a lot of data. Have fun with that.
It's what I do for a living, so
Yeah.
it's okay. But yeah, I think we agreed that boils is really bad.
Sucks.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
And hail, I really didn't think that was a big one. Because literally all you had to do was go
It's
inside.
probably not yet, but it's still gonna suck.
A really awesome storm with lightning and hail.
Yeah, I'm gonna want to see it.
Exactly.
I'm
So
gonna
you
wanna
just look through the
experience
window.
You want to feel that wind, bro. You're gonna open the window. Or
You're gonna feel more than the wind if you go outside.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to open the window to feel the wind. Something's gonna come through the window.
Who opens the window to feel the wind in a storm?
Bro, storm is happening. I'm outside.
Oh my god.
I'm under a tree.
No.
Yeah. It's awesome. Storms are awesome. The feel of the wind, especially
Yeah.
pre-storm when you know it's coming. Oh, it feels so good.
It does feel good.
Oh, man.
It's nice and cool. You get
There's
a good breeze.
One time I was in a tree in the middle of a storm.
Again, in the tree.
I really like
Zacchaeus, bro.
I really like trees. Yeah. I'm telling you that song, Trees, 21 Pilots. Oh, so good. It means a lot to me.
At the end of this podcast, you have to put an audio clip. Can you do that without getting sued?
No. I mean, yes, but it'll get taken. The audio will probably get taken down or.
Along with our podcast audio, probably. Yeah. I'll listen to it on the side.
You should.
You have it in your phone. I'll listen to it after we're done.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, so I'm in this tree. We're playing hide and seek with airsoft guns. So to tag somebody, you shoot them.
Yeah.
So I was hiding. I wasn't seeking.
Obviously.
I'm in a tree, and it's about to storm. This guy. It was Thomas actually. Allison. He was walking into the tree. I'm like, oh, he doesn't see me. Awesome. But then he's now behind me. I'm like, oh, where is he? Just shoots me out of nowhere. Sucked. I'm like, you could have gave me a warning. I'm in a tree, bro. I could have found it out. But as soon as it happened, the person's house that we were at, the parents came out and was yelling at him and everyone else that was out because we're all out there, but they'd see him and maybe 2 other guys. Like, get inside. Like, there's a storm coming. You don't need to be out here. And they're like, kind of like looking at me. I'm like, don't look at me. Don't like. I'm in a freaking tree. Like, this is not where you're supposed to be in a storm. Like, but it was fun. Yeah, I love trees. Trees are cool.
Yeah, firstborn son would be the worst for me.
I understand.
Although, if all I had to do was put some blood on the doorpost.
Should be a little lower.
I don't know. Yeah. I think gnats and flies would be pretty rough.
Do you have any that matched the order that they went in?
That what?
That matched the order of the chronological order? Like,
nope.
Hail for me was 7 and it's the 7th?
Mm-mm.
None. That's interesting.
Didn't
Yeah, you do. You freaking do.
Oh, the firstborn son. 10, yes, 10 for 10. See? So I'm more aligned with God. Because he saved the worst one for last.
Maybe.
Nope. It's biblical.
Maybe.
It's biblical. It's right there.
You also have 2 for 9. My number 9 is 8, and my number 8 is 9. And my number 7 is 7. So, interesting. And my 1 and 2s are flipped.
I can't believe frogs is your least impactful one. Like,
It's just frogs,
I think
bro.
you're underestimating the amount of frogs in your house, in your bed, in everything you own.
It sucks,
all
but-
over you.
Yeah.
Frogs,
Yeah.
and then dead. Now you got to clean them all up. They're in your couch cushions.
At least you can eat some of them.
Ugh, do you know the stench?
They don't stink immediately. It's going to take a day.
Oh, those stink. Do you think the gnats came because the frogs died? Because the gnats came right after the frogs.
And then the flies, yeah.
So maybe after the frogs all died, the gnats were like, hey, top of the food chain.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Right? Yeah. Although they'd come from the dust.
All right, so my first pizza. What do you
The Pestilence pizza.
What do you rate it?
On a scale from 1 to 10?
Inspired by the good old dirt cup from the kid days.
I'm gonna play your role and say I wish there was more topping.
No, it's meat. It's always meat.
I wish there was more meat
I
then.
wish there was meat. You really wish there was meat in this?
It needed more Oreos. It
Okay.
definitely needed more sour gummies.
Okay. Okay, there's some more over there.
The hot tamales I could do without. Those are probably my
boils,
least favorite.
Boils are terrible.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the worst part of this pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, I just randomly added. That wasn't
I
planned.
like the strawberry syrup. I like the chocolate pudding. I mean, all in all, it's pretty solid.
Does it feel like a kid made it?
It looks like a kid. But it was good. Like, my daughter would have loved it.
Yeah. I'll save her a slice right there.
It's all melted.
Is it
now.
even a slice? Yeah.
It looks... It looks rough right now.
It does. Yeah.
But it tastes good.
Yeah, it was good and sweet.
Yeah. So, I mean... The Pestilence pie... I would rate it...
I'm going to rate it...
I'd give it like an 8. 8.0.
Really?
Is that too high?
Probably.
Wait,
well, it is a dessert pizza.
Are we comparing? It's not really a pizza.
It's a pie. Pizzas are pie. It's a pie.
This is an actual pie.
It's a pizza pie.
with a pre-made crust
Yeah.
from like Keebler. It wasn't even like a. It crumbled instantly. Like it's like a dust crust. So I think that's where the gnats came from.
Oh yeah, I can't even pick it up.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's literally just dust.
Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, I'm not comparing it to our actual pizzas.
Yeah, as a dessert.
I'm comparing it to
Just a dessert.
something that you made, that we ate.
Yeah. Like a dessert is
on
a
its own
separate
scale.
category.
Yes, on its own scale.
Yeah.
Is it better than the caramel apple pizza?
That's what we have to compare it with. I don't even remember the
Flavor-wise,
number we gave that.
It was like a 4.2.
Okay. Because I'm thinking like my initial instinct was like
6?
a 5.
Five,
It was a 5. Yeah. But it actually was pretty good.
I
So
love
it could
Oreos.
be higher than a 5.
I love Oreos on stuff. I love the strawberry syrup. I love the sour gummies and chocolate pudding. Like everything was good. Like the ingredients were there. So
I got to stick with 5, I guess, since that was my initial thought.
because I'm not comparing it to the pizzas because it's on a completely different scale.
Hmm.
If I'm just comparing it to the dessert, the caramel apple pizza,
Yeah.
and maybe the pizza of many colors,
Oh, yeah, yeah. What did we do that one?
that one was a.
I think I might like this one more, but I like pudding.
Then the pizza of many colors.
It is different, though. It's weird.
It's
hard
very
to
hard.
compare.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was good.
All right, I'll go 7. I'll go 7.
All right, I'll meet you there. 7 is good.
7.
7's fair. So, is there a formal name? You call it dirt?
Dirt cup is what the
Dirt cup.
what the name it's inspired from.
Dirt
The
cup.
kids treat that's
Yeah, but this
simple
one
and
is
easy.
custom for
Yeah.
the plagues.
Yeah.
That's why I like calling it pestilence pie.
I like it. Yeah.
The boils. That was a good. I mean, that's a good alternative. I can't think of anything else I would.
I wanted to get like cinnamon drops, but I couldn't find it.
Or you could have done like white chocolate chips. Because boils typically have like a white.
Yeah. But I wanted to be
White center.
I wanted differences.
No, you got
Because I know
that.
you like contrast. You say that often.
Yeah.
So I want a bunch of different stuff.
Well, I think we nailed that.
Sweet.
So that was good.
Very sweet.
It was a fun game, but I'm surprised we didn't line up one thing.
We were close. It's
I want the people to comment on how they would rank
yeah.
the plagues, the 10 plagues: blood, frogs, gnats, flies, livestock, dead,
It's fun.
boils, hail, locust, darkness,
Livestock. Dead.
firstborn son, dead.
Dead. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what other people
Yeah.
rank them. But Pharaoh, man, he just doesn't get it.
No. Does he get it after this 10th
But
one? We'll find out.
Is
I
it
guess.
really his fault? If God hardened his heart, then he really had no choice. He's just a victim,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
But there's times where Pharaoh hardens his own
A
heart.
couple of times he did, but
Was it we only specifically know of the last 3 maybe says the Lord does?
I just don't like how Pharaoh, like 5 times, went to Moses and said, "Okay, I'll let him go.
And did it.
Just stop the plague."
Yeah.
And then he stops it. He's like, "Psych!"
I think
Like that's shady.
I agree. But I think that's what people do. I think that's why people go to church all the time and they go to altar calls all the time. Because they keep messing up all the time.
Well, if we were perfect, we wouldn't need help anyway.
Yeah.
So, man,
That's why I stopped going to altar calls. So everyone thought I was perfect. Yeah.
altar calls.
Nope, I don't have anything wrong with me. I'm doing great.
I'd be curious what my daughter ranks these.
It would be interesting.
I might do a little side video. Maybe I'll do a side video and I'll have her rank these.
Yeah.
And then we could put it at the end of this.
Yeah.
To see, like, from the eyes of a child. Obviously, firstborn son, I don't know. She might be like...
No, get rid of Nolan. Yeah.
I'd be like, baby, that means you're your brother.
It's like she has that at like 8 or 9. It's like, that means Nolan. Oh, 1.
Oh, can I change my answer to 1?
Depends on if she's mad at him for that day. Oh, that's funny.
So yeah, I'll do a little side quest with her, and I won't even show her my numbers. I'll rewrite them.
Yeah.
And then I'll explain generally what they are.
Yeah.
She knows what all this is, though. So
yeah,
I'm curious what she would think.
it'll be fun.
She'd probably be like darkness 10.
Yeah.
Like, the dark is scary. Actually, she's not scared of the dark.
She might have some fun stuff that she'd say.
Yeah, she's usually pretty clever with that, so that'll be fun.
The poop stick.
Poop stick.
I want something else.
What was that from
funny.
Noah?
Yeah.
Poop stick.
Yeah. And the way she said it was so funny.
Yeah. Yeah. She had a input on Moses, right? Our first podcast.
Yes. Yeah, about him being a baby and Pharaoh's daughter.
Yeah.
Very impressive, actually.
It's more than I knew she knew.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's getting like more details from. I think like Sunday school, church.
I would have assumed she would say, "Oh, Moses went to the mountain and got the 10 Commandments," but no, she just went straight to exactly what we were talking about and ended right there. I was like, how did what? Like, I wouldn't have thought or said that at all.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, there's so much more to Moses that comes after this.
Yeah. He's got uncircumcised lips. She didn't mention that.
If she did, I'd be shocked. Oh, he was the baby with the uncircumcised lips, right? That I'd be like, what? Only God could reveal this to you.
Yeah, he had uncircumcised lips, and then his son was uncircumcised, so the mommy came
and cut it, and then threw it at the wall.
No, his feet.
And threw it at his feet.
And touched his feet.
And it was gross. And he got blood all over his feet.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
I love, because you never know what she's going to say. That's the funny thing about her. Yeah. She's very, very intelligent. And very imaginative at the same time, which makes it for very interesting, off-the-cuff stuff.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Yeah, man. Oh, 2 hours. Holy crap. 2 o'clock. Holy crap.
It was a good one. It's 2 in the morning. I got to work in the morning. Are you going to work in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Dedication.
Yeah.
Just like Ruth. Work all day, all night.
Yeah.
Now you're going to go home.
Take a nap.
And sleep at your wife's feet.
The other way around. Get down there.
I'm going to finish this Red Bull and go to bed.
Oh, no, I didn't mention. Yeah.
What are they? 12 ouncer. It's only 20 ounces.
Plus the other one we had last week. That's so fun to me. I don't know why.
24. So I've had 32 ounces of Red Bull today.
In 2 weeks. Yeah.
In 2 weeks.
Today.
Time-lapse video. In 2 weeks over the last 3
32 ounces in 2 weeks in 1 day. Yeah. And all the sugar.
And, yeah.
Cool.
It's a good time.
All right.
Good job, man. Talking about the place is fun.
It was.
I wouldn't want to be there for any of it.
No.
And I feel bad for all the innocent people that were.
For real. So sad.
All of Egypt had to go through this because Pharaoh wouldn't get his act together.
So sad. And
which
even
is
the
weird
Israelites,
because
even the slaves, the Israelite slaves had to go through 1 through 3.
yeah, I was gonna say like at least God spared His people from
Yeah.
the majority of it.
Yeah.
The blood, frogs and gnats, not cool, but
Yeah.
well, the locusts they got. Didn't say because they said there wasn't a green thing in Egypt.
Is Goshen in Egypt? That's, I don't know.
Goshen, I thought was like on the outskirts, like a province or something.
The locusts. Where are we at in the locusts?
Yeah, because I mean even being able to see it, they probably watched Egypt get covered,
Yeah, they had to deal with the locusts.
and all the animals and people running around with boils.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at least God saved them from some of that, but they had to go through some of it.
Yeah.
No thanks. But yeah, I'll have Nova take the
game.
rating quiz
test.
game. Yeah.
The plague test.
The plague game. It'd be a cool board game. Like you can play as either Pharaoh or Moses, and then you get plagued. It's like a Pandemic. You ever play that game?
No.
It's got like all the diseases. and
How would
stuff
you
can
play
catch
as
nationally.
Pharaoh, though, and win?
I haven't thought of it yet.
Okay.
You roll a dice that says yes or no. And then there's another dice that says psych. That way if you say yes, then you can take it back.
I can say no, yeah.
Yeah. Special. I don't know. It'd be cool though.
All right.
Yep. Good talk. Good pie. Pizza pie. All right. We're going to let everybody get to bed. Good talk. We'll come back with the next grading from Nova and we'll see. We'll add that to the end
It'll
of the
just be at
podcast.
the end. It'll just be
Yeah.
there.
It'll be there. Magically. The magicians, which disappeared, will reappear to do this miraculous sign. Okay. So you know Johnny and I talked about Moses in our podcast this past week. And we covered the 10 plagues of Egypt. So the 10 plagues are 10 super powerful things that God did to the Egyptians to make Pharaoh let Moses and the Israelites go and free them from bondage. Okay, so what I want to do with you is I'm gonna go through the 10 plagues. I'm gonna explain what they are, and then you are gonna help me rank them in order of least to worst.
Least to worst?
Which one do you think is the absolute worst one you wouldn't want to happen? And then there's,
10.
Yes, that's gonna be the worst one. So look,
And this is going to be the last one.
the least one, yes. So look, I'm gonna explain. So the first plague, God turned all the water in Egypt into blood.
That's how you spell blood.
Yes, hey, we'll go with spelling later, but yes. So God turned all the water into blood, so everything, sit in the chair,
I was just
baby. You gotta sit in the chair. Come on, work with me here. So all the water turned to blood so they couldn't drink it, and all the fish died, and it smelled really bad. Okay? Then he sent a whole bunch of frogs. Frogs were everywhere, all over your house, in your bed, in the cabinets, in the kitchen. Everywhere you looked, covered in frogs.
Even on me.
Yep, even on you when you laid down. Then he sent gnats. You know what gnats are?
What?
Gnats are those tiny little bugs when we go outside in the
We
south.
like Miss Samantha when she got.
Yes. Yes. When Auntie Samantha was outside during disc golf, and she couldn't be around because the gnats were swarming her face and irritating her. Those are gnats. So God sent gnats everywhere.
Even in here.
Yes, in the houses, everywhere. Then he sent flies.
Or flies.
Flies, you know what flies are. They're the bigger ones. And I don't know if they were deer flies, horse flies, or house flies, but either way, not cool.
Yeah, wait, did they got in the house?
Yes, everything was in the house, everywhere.
How?
Yeah, flies everywhere.
How? Dad, how did they got in the house?
God put them in the house. They flew. That's what they call flies. All right, then he killed all of the livestock. So all of the cows and the sheep and the goats.
Why?
Because that's what they used to eat and get milk and other stuff. And God killed it so that he wouldn't have that anymore. Then they all had boils, which are really painful blisters on your skin, all over your body. Okay. Then there was hail, which is balls of ice that fall from the sky. And if you were outside, you were dead. You got killed. And so did all the animals. Everything that was outside got hit with these big ice balls of hail and died.
Even the humans?
Yes, especially the humans. Then he sent locusts, which are huge grasshoppers that eat plants. And the locusts came and ate all of the plants and the crops and the leaves. So there wasn't a single green leaf outside. Imagine that. Imagine you walk outside and you saw no green because the locusts ate them all. Then there was darkness. 3 days of complete darkness where you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. You couldn't see anybody. You couldn't see anything for 3 straight days.
Oh, what happened then?
Then the last one is the firstborn son, the oldest boy in every house, died.
I think Tia heard that too.
Okay, so hey,
He's thirsty.
so those are the 10 plagues. Which one do you think is the absolute worst? Yeah, but which one of the plagues? The firstborn son dying? In our house, that would be Nolan. Darkness, locust, hail, boils, livestock dying.
What do you think
Me and Johnny already did this. This is what you think.
of this?
The livestock dying?
No, it was that.
The boils? The blisters on your skin?
Yeah.
You think that's the absolute worst? Okay, let's put boils.
Because will they heal?
Not unless God tells them to. Okay, what's the next worst? Darkness? It's up to you. There's no right or wrong answer.
That?
You got locusts, you got hail, flies, gnats, frogs,
Ooh, flies.
blood, or the first boy in every house dying.
That is the worst.
That's the worst? Okay, so we'll do,
That's the worst.
okay, so we'll change it.
Is that the worst?
It's up to you. This is your opinion.
Yeah, that's really worse.
Okay, so
Imagine when no one died already.
yeah, we don't want that.
That'd be
Okay,
sad.
sit back a little bit, okay? You shouldn't even be on the table. All
Uh,
right, so you got
And then
the firstborn son and then boils. What's the next worst? Blood, frogs, gnats, flies.
gnats.
Gnats? Yeah, okay. This is, don't judge my writing. Gnats.
And then flies.
And then flies.
Yeah, flies are the worst.
Flies are pretty annoying.
Yeah.
All right, then what? Darkness, locust,
Darkness.
hail, the livestock dying,
The
frogs,
lights
and blood.
are playing.
The livestock dying? You think the livestock dying is worse than being in the dark for 3 straight days?
No.
Or having all your water turn to blood so you can't drink? So Cheerio wouldn't have been able to drink his water? Or a bunch of frogs everywhere? Which one? Hey, sit back. I know you're scooting close, but you guys...
But I want to see.
It's right here.
Okay, I can't sit here so I can't see.
Okay, we'll meet halfway, right there. Okay, so what's next? Which one's the next worst?
Darkness.
Darkness? It's very hard to write upside down. Yeah, for 3 days you couldn't even see your hand. Isn't that crazy?
Or your eyes.
You can't see your eyes anyway. If you could see your eyes, you'd be like a snail. Your eye would be able to come out and look around.
I didn't do that.
I don't know. All right. What's next?
What's that?
Don't worry about it. What's next? Blood, frogs, livestock,
Blood.
hail, or locust blood. Okay.
Because they won't have the drink.
They don't have a drink. What are they going to drink?
Nothing.
Exactly. That's really
And
thirsty.
then frogs.
Frogs, livestock, hail, or locusts? Frogs?
Yeah, frogs are the worst.
Okay.
Maybe.
Frogs.
Well, I hate frogs when they pee on humans.
Yeah. Imagine a lot of them. Just peeing everywhere.
Wait, for real life?
They have to pee, right?
Yeah.
All right, what's next? The livestock dying, having big balls of ice fall from the sky, or
Big
having
balls
big
of
grasshoppers eat all your plants?
Eat all our plants.
You want the locusts, hail, or the livestock?
Locusts.
Locusts? Okay, and then you either have hail or all the livestock dying.
All the livestock dying.
All the livestock dying. All right, and that leaves hail as the least impactful, which makes sense because if you're inside, you're okay.
Yeah, but if that was real, if I was in the story, that will be had.
If you were in the story, what?
Of Moses,
Yeah, what about it?
the same fate of that.
These would be really bad, right? All right, so look, here's how you rank them in order. So the worst, don't you're blocking the camera, baby. They have to see. Scoot back, there you go. So look, the worst you said was the firstborn son of every house dying, which is good. The next is boils, which are not good. So I kind of agree with you on that. Gnats, ooh, annoying. Flies, also annoying. Darkness,
Also, dump thing.
darkness, yep. Blood,
Yeah, when they don't have to drink.
what are they gonna drink?
I don't know. They want to drink nothing because God, you can't drink blood because blood is part of your body,
Yep,
and that will make you really sick.
yes, it would. And then frogs,
Yuck.
and then locusts, eating all the plants.
Yuck.
And then all of your livestock dying. So we have no steak. All the cows are dead. We can't have steak. We can't have milk.
And
I don't
last
know.
one.
Hail. Big balls of ice that fall from the sky and kill
Yeah,
you.
kill like this. Everything will be dead, even the cat.
Yes. Even little Cheers, if he was outside, would get rocked by hail. So there you have it. There's your ranking for Nova. You agree with all these? This is your final answer? That's it? All right.
Wait, am I still going to be invited?
Invited to what?
The party.
What party?
Your podcast.
The podcast party? Oh, we have a podcast party now, apparently. Johnny and I will have you on the show one of these times. But yeah,
Like next Sunday?
I don't know. They're having their baby.
No, next Sunday.
Yeah, they're having their baby.
No, I'm talking about later when they. Next Sunday, after they had their baby.
Well, after they have their baby, they're going to need to spend time with their baby.
Why?
Why?
Then next Sunday?
Sit in the seat.
Then next Sunday? They'll be alive?
Sit in the seat, baby. Come on. No, they're gonna be busy taking care of their baby. Just like we were busy when we had you.
What did you do when I was a baby?
Nothing.
Oh, what happened to you when you first met me?
When I first met you,
Yeah.
you were a baby.
Yeah, what did you do?
I
Played with me?
yeah, as much as I could. I mean, you don't really do much when you're a baby.
Yeah.
You just cry and poop. That's pretty much it, yeah. Cry and poop.
And drink bottles.
Kind of.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. We have your answers. You can talk to Johnny and Anne Marie about when we can do another podcast after they have their baby.
Can I have a bar, Dad?
Yes, you can have a bar. Let's go get some food. All right. Well, thanks for joining. All right. Well, podcast over.
It's already